Why do our bodies just suddenly give out on us when we hit 60? Seriously, you look in the mirror one morning and the guy staring back is just tired. He's softer, running on fumes. If you're a guy over 60, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's scary, man. And frankly, it's incredibly frustrating watching that hard-earned muscle and drive just slip away. But listen, here is the hope. You absolutely do not have to just roll over and accept this as your new normal. In this explainer, I'm going to take you on my own personal journey. It's kind of a wild ride where I discovered an incredibly cheap, completely natural solution that elite, drug-tested bodybuilders are secretly using to stay jacked and full of energy. Now, I'm keeping the actual name of this game-changing herb under wraps until the very end, but stick with me. I'm going to break down exactly how it works, what the clinical science actually says, and the exact protocol we can use to get our vitality back.
I remember standing there, looking in a mirror not too long ago, and feeling that exact same fear, just that terrifying decline of my own energy. I mean, I used to be the guy who could work an entire day, hit the gym hard, and still have plenty of gas in the tank for the weekend. Then, boom, 60 hit me like a literal ton of bricks. I was dragging, my gym sessions felt completely pointless, and honestly, my motivation was totally shot. I remember thinking, is this it? Is this just what getting old is going to be like? But then, I stumbled onto something. I discovered this cheap, natural compound used by elite drug-tested bodybuilders, and it completely changed my life. I knew I had to share this with you guys.
Now, like I said, I am going to give you the exact name of this hidden herb and the clinical protocol at the very end of this explainer, I promise. But to really grasp why it's such a massive game changer for us, we first got to look at the harsh reality of male aging. We have to understand the enemy before we can beat it, right? Because it's not just in your head. There is a very real biological reason we feel this way.
Which brings us to Section 1, the wall we all hit, the truth about low T. So here's the deal. According to urologists at the University of Utah Health, us guys lose about 1 to 2% of our testosterone every single year after we hit 40. Think about that compounding over a couple of decades. By the time we hit 60, our tanks are seriously running on empty. It tanks our lean body mass, and it just crushes our motivation. It's the wall we all hit. Now, when I first went to my doctors complaining about feeling lousy, they gave me the standard textbook advice. Get the foundations right, they said. Lose 15 to 20 pounds, hit the weights hard, get better sleep, and cut out the booze. And hey, don't get me wrong, that stuff is absolutely crucial. But here's the reality check. When I hit 60, those lifestyle changes just weren't enough on their own. I was putting in the work, eating right, pumping iron, but the needle, it barely moved. I needed an edge. And that leads us to Section 2, the dangerous supplement trap.
In my absolute desperation to feel normal again, I went deep down the rabbit hole. I almost fell for the flashy labels on those over-the-counter boosters that promise to turn you into a superhero overnight. But let me tell you, that whole world is a massive, unregulated trap. It's literally the Wild West out there, and some of that stuff is downright dangerous. Just look at this case report I found in the Curious Medical Journal. It honestly blew my mind. A healthy 51-year-old man developed a life-threatening pulmonary embolism. We're talking massive blood clots in his lungs, just from taking a commercial fenugreek testosterone supplement he bought to build muscle. He ended up in urgent care with severe chest pain. That was a huge wake-up call for me. I wanted my vitality back, for sure, but I definitely wasn't about to risk my life to get it.
I realized right then and there that I couldn't just pop whatever trendy pills were being pushed online. Take Fedoja agrestis, for example. It is super hyped up right now, but there are 0 human clinical trials proving it's safe or effective. Literally 0. I needed something real, so I pivoted. I started hunting for something with genuine, peer-reviewed safety data. I needed clinically proven botanicals with a track record of real human results, not just snake oil.
So, let's move into Section 3, clues from ancient secrets.
My big breakthrough came from a totally unexpected place. I heard the story of a 73-year-old immigrant in Atlanta named Raj Patel. Get this, his blood pressure is completely perfect. His grip strength is in the top 10% for his age, and his doctor literally says his vitality is like that of a 30-year-old. His secret? Every single morning, he takes a mysterious, bitter brown powder. He's been doing it since he was 19. It turns out, this unimpressive-looking 3,000-year-old Ayurvedic root isn't just folk medicine. It is quietly being used by the world's most elite, drug-tested natural bodybuilders to maintain massive strength and muscle mass under insane stress without ruining their careers. When I found that out, I just knew I was onto something huge.
Let's dive right into Section 4, the clinical science evidence.
I first looked at the clinical trials on a Southeast Asian shrub called Tongkat Ali. In a study published in Food and Nutrition Research, guys exactly our age, between 50 and 70, took this extract for 12 weeks. The results? A massive 37% increase in their free testosterone. That is the active stuff in our bodies that actually builds muscle and gives you energy. They also saw significant improvements in their muscle strength compared to the placebo group. It was 100% legit.
Then I kept digging and found pilot studies on a proprietary pine pollen tincture. Older men, the average age was about 63, were taking this stuff for 8 weeks to successfully combat fatigue, low libido, and muscle loss. It acts as a natural source of phytoandrogens.
And here is the absolute kicker. These weren't just lab numbers on a page. The scientists used this really strict Adams survey. It's a highly recognized medical questionnaire to prove these men were legitimately feeling younger, stronger, and way more driven in their everyday lives. They were scoring higher on energy, mood, and libido. Basically, they were getting their swagger back.
But the absolute holy grail I found was a trial on that exact mystery brown powder Raj Patel takes. In an 8-week study on guys our age who were doing resistance training, the ones taking the extract literally doubled their arm and chest size compared to the placebo group. And get this, they jumped their testosterone by an insane 96 points, while the placebo group only went up 18 points. It completely blew the placebo out of the water.
Which brings us to Section 5. The big reveal. The cheap, natural steroid. The wait is finally over, guys. The exact name of the herb that Raj Patel and those champion natural bodybuilders use is ashwagandha. But here's the real pro tip, the thing that changes everything. To get the absolute maximum effect for aging guys like us, it's specifically paired with that other powerhouse we just talked about, Tonkat. Together they are an absolute force of nature. Let me quickly break down why ashwagandha is the magic bullet here. It's an adaptogen. All that means is it helps your body adapt to stress by flattening out chronic cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone, and as we get older, high cortisol literally crushes our natural testosterone production. It's a vicious cycle. Ashwagandha steps in, shuts down that runaway cortisol, and gives your body the breathing room it desperately needs to start making testosterone naturally again.
And we have the data to back it up. Looking at this clinical study published in the International Journal of Medical and Pharmaceutical Research, we get definitive proof that standard ashwagandha root extract safely improves both your muscle recovery and your serum testosterone. It isn't magic, it's just solid biology, backed up by rigorous, peer-reviewed data.
All right, grab a pen, because here is the exact blueprint for your own success story. This is the protocol I personally use. You want to take 300 to 600 milligrams of a standardized ashwagandha extract every day. Make sure it's KSM 66 or Shodan, okay? Don't buy the cheap, unstandardized junk. Pair that with 100 to 200 milligrams of Tonkat, specifically the Feista extract if you can find it. You're going to want to split those doses between breakfast and dinner to keep it steady in your system and just avoid any mild stomach upset.
Now, we got to keep our expectations real. This is not an overnight magic pill. But follow this timeline. By week 2, your cortisol drops and your sleep deepens. You'll actually wake up feeling rested for once. By week 4, that heavy afternoon brain fog clears up. By week 8, you are going to feel noticeable strength gains and grip strength surges in the gym. And by week 12, your hormonal profile can literally feel 15 years younger, with your libido finally coming back online. It is a slow, steady build back to being the man you used to be.
I do have to give you a straight warning, though. This stuff is incredibly potent. If you're on thyroid meds, blood thinners, immunosuppressants, or if you have an autoimmune condition or liver disease, you absolutely must get your doctor's sign-off before trying this protocol. Take this list right to your doc, have a quick 5-minute conversation, and make sure you're clear for takeoff. Safety first, brothers.
So, there it is. Now that you hold the exact natural blueprint that helped me and countless elite athletes completely reclaim our vitality from the grip of aging, the ball is firmly in your court. You do not have to just settle for the slow decline. What are you going to build with your next decade of life? Are you going to hit the couch, or are you going to hit the gym and show the world what you've still got? Thanks so much for watching this explainer. Stay strong, and I'll catch you on the next one.